guys, so it is Tuesday afternoon. I've just headed over to TTS Performance in Silverstone and I've just stepped in the door and Rich is over here. Hi Rich. And he is working on his drag bike, which is a Hayabusa. What year is this?
2008.
2008 Hayabusa, and it's supercharged. And Rich has developed this kit completely from scratch for his own personal use. And we've got a monster supercharger down there and all of this as well. So this bike is 500 horsepower. Is that at the wheel?
Yeah.
That 500 horsepower at the wheel, that is just absolutely insane. You went out last weekend, Court Mile, and you did a, what was it?
8.8 at 179.
That's absolutely insane. Bearing in mind, guys, that my WFB, without the nitrous, did a 10.5 at 130 mile an hour. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to do better than that this weekend, but I don't think it's going to be anything near what this absolute monster is. But you'll be there as well at the same time, so hopefully we'll get you in the video and you can do a run too. And who knows, you might even line up together. That'd be interesting.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
So we've also got, what's this, a Triumph Rocket? Looks like a 2006-ish model, something like that.
Yeah, it's a Tourer. Came in with a restricted Triumph motor making 80 horsepower, and now it's got 280 horsepower with a supercharger.
280 horsepower at the wheel, guys. This is absolutely insane. So these are a 2.3 litre, I believe, these engines.
2.3, yeah.
And then we've got a big road track. It's not C15, is it? That's a bigger one.
That's the C30. My drag bike's the C38.
Yeah.
This is the C3094. It makes just under a bar of boost, so it makes around 13 pound a boost.
Just look at the size of all this inlet compared to my bobble, which is just quite small. All this is huge. So when we come and we look at doing a revised version of the WFB, we're going to be using big, fat tubing like that, loads of air. We can ram more fuel in it. We can do that. But the reason I've come here is because Rich has just finished tuning one of our customers' bikes, I believe.
Yeah.
So it is in the dining room now. So we're going to head through there and we can have a little chat about what we've done with it now. Yeah. There we go, guys. Straight in. So we have actually managed to essentially hack into the original ECU.
Yeah.
And we've managed to change all of the parameters. So we're not using a piggyback ECU or anything like that. So we've got the bike, which is all loaded up. We hacked up this paint protection for you and on this, so we don't get covered in rubber or anything like that. But I believe it's pretty much ready to go, isn't it? So,
yeah, I've just done what I hope is the last change.
Yeah, so what we'll see is we'll see Richard start the bike up. We have all of these sensors in here, which are essentially measuring the air-fuel ratio as we accelerate. So what gear are we going to do this in? Fifth gear. Fifth gear. Yeah. So we'll put on the air flows, make sure we got it nice and cool as well. So what we'll do is we'll get the bike started up and then we'll do a power run. What we have over here is just a computer, a laptop, which will be measuring the power as well. So what it is the bike is strapped down to a roller here, which is called a dynamometer. And that is essentially measuring the power of the output of the bike. So we're gonna bang it into fifth gear and then I'm gonna have to cover my ears somehow. And then hopefully we'll see some big power figures right here and some nice torque curves going with it too. So we're gonna jump on the dirt now. Hey, that works. Cheers, dude. Traction control off. Not bad at all. What did we get? We got 115 horsepower at 6,919 RPM with 88 foot-pound of torque. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah. And a nice straight sort of torque curve there. Couldn't we call it curve? Just a straight torque line. Yeah, I love that.
Torque line. If you look at the air-fuel ratio, we're coming down nicely to around 12.5, 12.2 to 1, which is where we need to be. Not too rich for a supercharger, not like turbos, but a fair bit richer than you'd run normally aspirated, where you run around 13, 13.2. So
yeah, looks really good.
Nice
I'm happy with that. That looks absolutely insane. So and the bike,
I can show you here as well. If we go on here, about 12 pound a boost.
12 pound a boost, 12 psi. So yeah, just under a bar, I believe.
Yeah.
And that is all generated by the Roadtrek C15 supercharger, which we've spun in here off the end of the crankshaft as well. So this thing realistically, like in real world use as well, we're gonna have a lot more airflow. It's probably gonna be running a lot cooler as well. How long have you been running this on the dyno today?
On and off, this has been running, it's about 14 runs today.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fairly hot. You know, we get a bit of heat soak as well. So realistically in the real world, we're gonna be out in the real world, you know, you're gonna be doing a little bit more power. Cool air.
I love the intercooler here.
Big intercooler right there, and then we're going to be on the radiator as well as the traction fluid cooler as well. It's all going to be cooling this down in the real world situation. So yeah, I'd imagine we're just under 120 horsepower, which is absolutely wild. So what are these from the factory?
70, 75 horsepower.
Yeah, 70 from the factory. So absolutely smashed it, Richard. Thank you so much, TTS Performance as well. These guys are smashing everything as well. So going to see Richard on the weekend, fingers crossed as well, on your Hayabusa, and maybe we'll even line up together because Richard's helped me develop the kit for the WFB as well, completely from scratch. So you absolutely smashed it. Thank you so much again, Richard, for helping us.
My pleasure. On
this Supercharged. So I'm going to get this back in the van right now, back to the workshop, and then we can get it ceramic coated now, and then back to the customer at the end of the week. Okay, so back in the workshop now, and Evan's been cracking on with this bike, which is a customer's bike that's come back for a load of upgrades. So we've got upside down forks going in this one, new calipers are going in there as well. We're also doing a rear caliper upgrade as well, so we're going to need to do a complete custom brake caliper carrier, and we're also going to get rid of all this, and that's all going to be replaced new. So yeah, really looking forward to showing you guys the process of how we're going to design a part completely from scratch. So over here we have Christian from iValet. Yo. And he is flatting, polishing, ceramic coating this paint on this Supercharged bike, which is now done. So this bike, as you saw last night, power 115 horsepower at the rear wheel with 88 foot-pound of torque as well. This thing's an absolute monster, and this paint looks incredible as well. So you've got the tank, the underside of the seat, as well as the side panels, which are going to go on very, very soon, and that bike will be delivered very soon, I'd imagine too. So over here we've got the Keswick green Supercharged bike that we have just taken back into stock. Now this bike is going to get modified again by us, so we're going to go with new exhaust. We're going to get rid of the paint here as well, so we'll just get these done again in Keswick green, and then we're also going to do a full front end conversion as well with the new Brembos, and we might even put those new rear Brembos on as well. See if I can squeeze it in a realistic time frame as well, because building these bikes is not only a labour of love, but it's also a business labour as well. I need to make sure that the business stays profitable while we do this as well, and that our cash flow is staying good as well. So I need to make sure that whatever we do on this bike isn't going to turn into a 6-month-long project. This bike I'm going to rip apart very, very, very soon as well, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys again the progress on this rear brake caliper update, because I think it's going to look a real cool mod as well. Once everything is on the bike, it will just tie that front end in with the rear end too. So I'm going to crack on with this Keswick green bike now. Evan's jumping on that one, and then we're going to jump on to designing this new caliper bracket. So we're going to whip this whole entire front end off now. All the triple clamp's going to come out, the mud guard's going to come out, the discs are going to come out, the wheel can come out. We're going to use the original wheel, but we should be able to keep the original axle as well that's in this bike right now. And then what we'll do is we'll take it all apart and then put it back together with a new upside down fork kit. Fingers crossed. Shouldn't have to fingers cross it really, we engineered it. Everything is going to fit. Time to rip this bike apart. Okay, so bike is completely stripped down now. We've got it down to the frame on the front here, and we've got a bit of dirt, so we're going to clean up all the dirt and grime and everything like that. And then Evan is pressing the new stem into the triple clamps upstairs. So once we've done that, we'll get the new triple clamps in the bike, and we'll be able to slide the forks in. Once we've slid the forks in, we'll be able to take these out and replace them with the new ones, which are slightly longer, as you can see. And then put it all together, and hopefully everything should line up on this new bobber nice and easy. And then once I'm happy that everything's lined up, we'll strip it apart, give everything nice, coated, new bolts, new tyres, and then start to look like a finished bobber. Right guys, it's a sunny Friday afternoon at Thornton 100, and we've just stuck the purple bike onto the end ramp here just to take some photos of it. And this thing just looks absolutely incredible. I honestly think, I know that this is the highest spec bobber that we have ever built. This is the highest spec, the most expensive, and it's just so sick as well. It's got absolutely every single optional extra that we offer, and I'm so happy with what it looks like. Stevie's out here taking videos, doing photos and that, so I'm sure you'll get some sick B-roll of it on the ramp here, but this thing in the sun here just looks absolutely incredible, and it pops so good, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what this customer thinks of his bike in real life, because it just absolutely just smashes everything else we've ever built. Honestly, I just think it's just absolutely wild, so I love this. So Stevie's gonna finish up his B-roll now. I'm gonna finish up this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you like it. Let me know again if you like this style of vlog, and if you don't, let me know also, and we'll change it up, or we won't. I don't know. I actually kind of like doing it like this, don't you? It's easy for you to edit up, innit? So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in next week's episode.